decided to re-record the video for Lab 1 because I feel like there's been some confusion. So Lab 1 is very simple. It's just getting R installed on your computer and then an online tutorial to get you familiar with the different kinds of data types, and then just a little bit of coding in R so you can get used to RStudio. You won't be able to do that part until you've completed the online tutorial because you won't understand what the questions mean unless you do, okay? So let's get started. If you come to Blackboard, under syllabus, well, there we go. There's a copy of the syllabus in addition to a video greeting from me introducing myself and then a video going over the syllabus. Please read the syllabus, check out these videos so you can make sure that you understand how the lab is going to be formatted. Lab 1. All right, and so here are the lab instructions. Here also is a link to DataCamp where you are going to do the online tutorial. So these are both the same. This is just a PDF. You can click anywhere and it'll take you to that section. This is the same thing as an HTML document. I feel like it's just a little bit more fun, a little bit easier to use. So you can see as you scroll through, it opens this table of contents. You can click anywhere in here and it will take you to that section. All right, so Lab 1 goes over what R is. All right, it's a software environment programming language for statistical computing, and we use it through RStudio. Okay, so both of those things you have to download to your computer for you to be able to use. Before installing RStudio, you need to install R, which is the language the computer uses. All right, so you can do that here. You just click on this link. It's going to take you to the R project where you can download the appropriate software for your computer, right? So if you're on a Mac like me, you click here. You're going to download this package here. When it's finished downloading, you open it. It will guide you through the instructions for installation. If you have Windows, you click here. Okay, click here. Install R for the first time. It's going to guide you through installation, same way. Hopefully you've installed things on your computer before. If you're having problems, email me and we can do it over Zoom, okay? So get that done. And then you're going to download RStudio. So same thing, follow the link to where to download. You want this free desktop version, so you just download here. It's going to guide you through it. All right, so now we're going to try R, which is through this Introduction to R, which is an online tutorial that is offered by DataCamp, which is a really great resource for learning how to code. It's got all of these really nice interactive tutorials. It's all online. You're not doing any of it in R on your own computer. It's all through a web browser. I got our class an academic account for free. So for the next 6 months, anybody who signs up through the link that I have provided will have a free account with DataCamp. So not only will you be able to complete this tutorial, you can complete any tutorials that catch your eye, anything that you want to learn. There are a lot of them, okay? So you follow this link here, and it's going to take you to our class here. So this is probably not what it's going to look like for you. This is what it looks like for me because I am the administrator. But it's going to ask you to sign up. You need to sign up using your KU email, which is going to be your student ID at ku.edu. Okay, so it's going to have you, I don't know, sign up, maybe create a profile, something like that. Then you're going to navigate back to this course, complete the online tutorial. It says it takes about 3 hours. Depending on how fast you are, it could take less, it could take more, depending. The nice thing about the tutorial is you don't have to do it all at once. It'll save your progress. You can just continue the course. Oh, 4 hours, sorry. And so you can go to any section of the course. You know, and it'll show you the different sections, show you your progress. You want to do it in order, of course, because it builds on itself. But you read this, it'll explain what you're doing. Then here are the instructions. Here we want to define the variable Vegas. So here it's go, which is a character. So then you just type it in here. And then you can run it to see if it works, or you can just submit the answer. It runs your code here in the console. It tells you whether or not you're right. If you're not, it'll give you a hint. It'll tell you it's wrong. If you don't understand, if you've forgotten what you're doing, you can also take a hint here. These points, I'm not really sure what they're good for, but it won't affect your grade in the class if you need to take hints, okay? So you're going to work your way through the entire tutorial like that. And then I believe when you're finished, let's see, somewhere in here, it should say something like completed. You probably somewhere in here can have a certificate. Honestly, I'm not really sure. But even just taking a screenshot of this, where it says completed, somewhere where it shows your name. Let's see. It's good enough for me, right? Oh, here you go. Should show you your completed courses here. Oh, here, right? Take a screenshot of that for me. It should include your name right here. Also, if you have signed up for it through our class, I will be notified when you finish. So I would prefer that. But if you've already signed up with a different account, that's fine. What would be better is if you signed up through the link that I gave you. All right, so let's go back to the lab. So once you finish that, you're going to upload your evidence of completion to Blackboard here under the assignments. All right, then it comes time to use R on your home computer. All right, so I have you do some configuring of R Studio just to make it a bit easier to use. There are step-by-step instructions with figures here to tell you exactly what to do. All right, then you're going to create a project, which is just a special folder in R. All right, so you're going to create a project where you're going to save all of your scripts for this class. So you're just going to name it GEOG 316 because everything for the class you're going to save there. So wherever you want that on your computer, whether it's under your documents, your desktop, wherever is fine, you just want to keep all of your materials for this course together in one place. All right, let me close this. So you're going to open our studio. So you open our studio. For Mac users, it'll be preferences here to make the configurations. And Windows users, I think it's tools here, global options. All right, so what you want to do is come up here, new project. This is where you're going to create that folder where you save everything for this course. So new directory, new project. We're going to call it GEOG 316. And then you want to figure out where you want to save it. You said it can be anywhere that you want, just as long as you know where it is. For me, I save everything on Google Drive. I have a KU folder. Then I have a teaching folder. This is this class, so that's where I'm going to save it, right? So now it's saying create this folder within this folder. All right, so create project. It's going to switch you to that folder. So that'll be your working directory. All right, now you can see here under files, there's this R project. That's just identifying this folder as your R repository, right? Let's go back here. This kind of explains to you a little bit about our studio. This is your console. This is where all the code is run. This is your environment. This is where variables and functions, things that you create and store in memory will show up. This is your history. So everything that you run, all the code that you run in the console in a session is going to show up here. Then here, your files. All the files are going to be here. So you can see we're going to create a script. You can either do that here, new file, R script, or you can do it here, R script. So it opens a blank R script. We want to go ahead and save it because we want to save everything that we're writing because, you know, occasionally your computer crashes, something like that. You don't want to lose anything. So we'll go ahead and save it. The way I want you to title these is your last name, underscore, and then the lab number. Okay, so mine is Wesley Lab 1. Because we created this R project, we're in the R project. This is where it wants to save that, which is exactly where we want it to be. All right, so save. Now you can see it changed the name here, and it also showed up in our files here. And so then here, you have plots. Once we start making plots, which are just charts or graphs, you'll be able to view them here. R runs using packages. So anytime you want to add functionality to R, you're going to download and install a package. They all show up here. And then when you want to load them, so they don't all load at the same time, which keeps it, easier to run, faster to run, you will just turn one on here. And then always help, very helpful. All right, so let's get started on this. We've created the script, we saved the script. All right, so this note here, the script examples are going to be in these gray boxes, right? So this hash indicates a comment. You can see it's grayed out here. So a comment is just something that R is not going to run. It just skips right over it. It does not interpret it. We use comments to write notes to ourselves and to other people so that people understand, you understand when you come back to a script months later what it is you're doing and why you're doing it. A lot of how you're going to use it in this class is by writing down the question, okay? So what you're going to do is say question number 1, add 1 and 5. So you're going to write that like this. And this is just an example. I'm not sure this is what your homework is. But you start off with that hash. You have question number 1, add 1 and 5. You could have also just copied that out of here. So highlight that, and then you can, on a Mac, it's Command-C. I think it's Control-C for Windows. Then come in here and then paste it. So either Command-V or Control-V. I don't care if you do that, right? And then you're going to write your code here. So 1 plus 5. You can see that they're colored differently. This green in your script means it's a comment. This different coloring here shows that it's something that R is going to run. And so one way that you can do that, so this is your script window, by the way. Things only run down here. So you can always type 1 plus 5 down here. It'll give you your answer, 6. It's awesome, right? It's a fancy calculator. You can do a lot more with it. You can also just have your cursor on the line and then hit run right here. So see it says run the current line or selection. So just hit run and you see it sent it to the console here. You can also highlight and run. All right. So there's just more information here, how to do that, a couple of definitions. So an expression is something that R can do, right? So 2 times 4 is an expression. What we just did here, 1 plus 5, that's an expression. 6 is the result of that expression. The operator in this case is addition. So this plus is the operator, right? So the operation is addition, the operator is that plus symbol, and 1 plus 5 is the expression. All right, so then you have these exercises. You aren't going to know how to do these until you complete the online tutorial, unless you've already used R before, and then maybe you can. But that's why you need to complete the tutorial before you go to these exercises. If you try and complete them first, they're not going to make sense. So what I want you to turn in on Blackboard, in addition to the certificate from the online tutorial, is a script where you answer all of these questions. So again, the way I want you to do that is you'll highlight here, copy it, whatever means. Delete this. All right, so start off with the hash, make it a comment, multiply 4 by 6, and then add 5. All right, so this will be a gimme. Let's do it. All right, 4 times, oh wait, what did I say? Yeah, multiply 4 by 6. So 4 by 6, and then add 5. All right, so we know from the order of operations that 4 times 6 is going to be evaluated first before the 5 is added, but it's always good to include parentheses just to make sure it's doing exactly what you want it to do. So anything in the parentheses is going to be evaluated first, everything else happens afterwards. All right, so let's run this line. So it evaluated that. You can see your answer is 29. Oh, forgot to put a 1 right here. Make sure and do that, okay? So now the result, you're going to put in a comment also, 29. So this way, I know what the question is. I know that you know how to code it, how to write that expression, and I know that your code works. Here's the answer, it's 29. So you're going to do that for all of these questions, okay? You're going to write the number and the question in the code as a comment. Again, just copy and paste it. You don't need to type it. Then you're going to write the expression or expressions that you use to answer the question. And then you are going to put the answer as a comment below your expression. Then you're going to save it, and you're going to upload your R script to Blackboard under the assignment. All right, so hopefully that's pretty straightforward. And if you have any questions, please never hesitate to reach out to me. I'm often in front of my computer. I'm quick to answer emails. I have office hours on Wednesdays from 9 to 10, and then on Thursdays, I believe from noon to 1. Those are listed on the syllabus. Those are just open Zoom meetings. You don't have to attend, but if you have any questions, please stop by. It's easy for you to share your screen with me if you're having technical difficulties. Please, I would love for you to come. Nobody ever stops by. I love talking about R. I definitely want to help you with your problems. I want you to get a lot out of this lab. All right, so please stop by. If those times don't work for you, we can schedule something else that is not putting me out at all. Please don't hesitate, okay? So hopefully this is clear, and yeah, let's have a good semester. Thanks a lot.